Welcome, brothers. So in the one-man war I fought against racist thug blamers and pussy beggars, the worst casualty, as is always the case in conflict, has been the truth. The latest assault on truth comes in the voice of Statuesque One, who claims to have been a staunch Thugtician supporter. Now regarding Statuesque One's claims to have been a Thugtician supporter, all I've got to say is, it didn't take me long to suss her out. This woman sent me lengthy emails on numerous occasions asking what she could do to help the cause of men's rights. I told her that she should first cut her ties to the thug blamers and pussy beggars, cease her quarrels with Blake Barbadon and company, and focus on bringing men's issues to light. Advice she completely ignored, only to continue her juvenile beef with Blake Barbadon, which as far as I was concerned had nothing to do with me or anything I was talking about. It was definitely not the kind of help or support I asked for. I would have preferred it if she fought the thug blamers and pussy beggars, whose ideas are far more dangerous than those of Blake Barbadon. But still, I didn't tell her to fight her friends. I simply asked her to stop the futile back and forths with Blake Barbadon and focus on addressing men's issues. She never did that, and remained loyal to people who are straight enemies of the black community, in my opinion. People who call themselves the good black man and label other black men using the worst racist stereotypes associated with black men. This wretched woman certainly wasn't supporting me and those traitors at the same time, and only a fool would be unable to see a conflict in claiming to support two opposed factions. Recently the woman sent me another lengthy email asking why I was battling Solon Black and associating with Blake Barbadon. She ended the email with her usual professions of support. I told her that I no longer communicate by private email and that she should submit her inquiry to the comment section of a video. She never did that. Why? Only she knows, and I really couldn't give a damn. But her failure to address me out in the open confirmed what I long suspected about this woman, that she was nothing more than an attention seeker and a stirrer. And it was then that I decided to let her know by blocking that I will not be entertaining her silly antics any longer. I don't want troublemakers around me. It's very easy for me to decide who I keep company with by their content. If they're addressing an issue of substance, they'll get my respect, even if I don't agree with the agenda. If not, they are irrelevant to me. Blocking for me serves two functions. It blocks people I don't want on my channel, and it's a private way of letting them know that I have no respect for them. I block and move on. Once you're blocked, you are a non-entity to me. But it seems that people take it very, very personally when you block them, and the blocking is always followed by another hate Thugtician rant. The same thing happened with Captain Solo and a whole host of others. They get so pissed off that some guy 4,000 miles away doesn't want to be their friend anymore. I guess they hate that someone can perceive who they really are, hence all the angry attacks to discredit the character and reputation of Thugtician, in case I decide to go public with what I know about them. Anyway, surprise, surprise, it came to my attention not long after that she had an emotional breakdown and made a hate Thugtician video, which by the way didn't contain a single grain of truth. The woman portrayed herself as a humble and respectful supporter who was confused as to why her halo-topped self would be blocked by a self-righteous Thugtician. As usual, I let it pass and said nothing. I usually ignore haters, most of whom are harmless clowns. However, Statuesque One is a harmful clown, not due to any superior ability, but because she's a woman, and women are given a lot more latitude to cause trouble than men. By the time we figure out that a woman is the source of the problem, the damage they've caused is often unfixable. For further information on this point, I refer you to a black community near you. This is why I never make pussy begging shout-out videos to the likes of Statuesque One. I saw this woman for what she was very soon after she came on the scene. The Statuesque Ones of the black community are another group of black women who need to be told about themselves and told to stay out of black men's business. Now of late, I've been criticized by many for my loose association with Blake Barbadon, who has a reputation as a black man hater and an advocate of interracial dating, and truth be told, she may well be those things. But that makes her no different to Wall of Silencers who seem to hate black women and who also advocate interracial dating. Inexplicably, Statuesque One, who claims to be a black woman, supports these kinds of men. The difference between Blake, the Wall of Silencers, and Statuesque One is that in all the beefs I've been involved in recently, Blake is the only one aside from myself who has shown some decency. I was touched by Blake's noble offer to sever all ties to me if that association was bringing me too much heat. You can read her comments in the channel comments box. No doubt she had her own reasons for doing that, but still, in the midst of all the fighting, she was the only one who retained enough decency and appreciation of the bigger picture to pause and say, "Our fight with Seldom Black is not your fight, Tactician. Maybe you should sit this one out and get back to doing what you do." Meanwhile, Statuess 1 contacted me on numerous occasions on the pretext of wanting to know what she could do to help, and never once acted on anything I told her, but is now trying to portray herself as some kind of victim/hero. She's now finally managed to cobble together a video that has some minimal men's rights content. Well, my question is, why didn't you do that when I asked you to do it, Statuess 1? Why now? I'll tell you why. Because the clique of lames she rolled with have been blown away by their own stupidity. Stupidity which I used to devastating effect against them. You can call it Thug Kido, where you identify your enemy's weaknesses and simply touch them. I now stand victorious over a graveyard of broken and mutilated males, slain by my sword, and have planted the flag of men's rights over the cyber terrain they once owned. I am now the new top dog, hated, loathed, and envied for my expertly conceived, planned, and executed rise to prominence and total dominance. When one group of men conquer another group of men, what do the women left behind do? They start gyrating for the new top dog. That would be me. Well, Statuess 1, that men's rights booty shake you're doing for me isn't working. It's actually giving me erectile dysfunction. I'm a grown man, Statuess 1, not a little boy. Little boys haven't had the life experience to see through something like you, but I have. And now you too have been told about yourself. You are not welcome on my channel because you, like most of the idiots you keep company with, and the idiots you spend all your time bickering with, are all of like mind. A bunch of aged, 30-year-old juveniles who just live for internet drama. And I guess there's nothing wrong with enjoying a bit of drama when it's harmless and done in the right circumstances. But when you try to pretend you have more worthy motives, you just look like what you are, a fool with too much time on your hands, which you use to cause mischief. As they say, idle hands beget the devil's work. You had your chance to come correct and you blew it, and now you are bust, and with that I am through with you also. Now brothers, this was an advance to men's rights class, courtesy of the unstoppable juggernaut that is Tactician. How is it relevant to men's rights, Tactician? Because it allowed me to introduce another female type to you. One you should learn to identify and develop your own techniques for handling. The manstroke woman. The female alter ego of the pussy beggar. Just like pussy beggar, the manstroke woman just wants male attention, and shall manstroke whichever man or group of men give her the attention she craves. I never allowed Statuess 1's performances to influence me, because I am not easily sweet-talked by women who do nothing more than manstroke. You see, I've known manstroking women of one kind or another all my life, and just like pussy beggar, they'll smother you with love. Before too long, you'll start to feel totally creeped out. When you finally run out of patience with her simpering and reject her, she'll turn and show you her true colours, just like pussy beggar. And that's exactly what we have with Statuess 1 and her new co-pilot. Now I've really enjoyed making this one. Frame it and hang it, brothers. This is a Tactician classic. Its personal value to you will grow as you transition through each stage of your life. Hate me now, but thank me later. Later.